Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my absolute must-haves from the drugstore. And these are things that I can't live without. I cannot live without these in my collection. They are things that I have to go and repurchase immediately if they run out. Like, I have to have them. I wouldn't care if they cost $1,000 or not, but the great thing about them is they're drugstore. So that's very exciting. So let's jump right into this so you guys can see exactly what I'm loving and cannot live without from the drugstore. Now I wanted to be very specific and, you know, cut down on how many, because I use more drugstore than I use high-end. But I wanted to make sure that I didn't make this video 1,000 miles and hours long. So I really was very picky on the products that I would freak out and I wouldn't be able to do my makeup unless I had them. So the first two things are foundations. The first one being from Maybelline. They're both from Maybelline, aren't they? Yes, Maybelline. Me and Maybelline, their foundations just do so well for my skin. So the first one is the Dream Liquid Mousse. And this actually came in a different container, but they switched it up on me. And I use Classic Ivory, which right now is still even a little bit too dark on me. Can you tell I have not seen the sun this summer at all? But I love this. I love the coverage. I love the wear time. I love everything about it. And I do have oily skin if that is something that you need reference to. But I love it. And the next thing is the Superstay Better Skin, which a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of people didn't like. I love it so much. This is actually my second or third bottle of this. And I'm already halfway gone with it. It's a little bit too dark for me, and I've been using other foundations, so I haven't used it in a little while, but I love this. And this has titanium dioxide sunscreen SPF 15 with something, ACTYLC, and it's oil free. This is supposed to help your skin over time as you use it. I never really noticed anything like that, to be honest. Those kind of claims, I'm just like, sure. Why don't you just make a good product? Cut the claims and we'll test it out, and if we like it we'll keep repurchasing it. But I like these two foundations so much. So these are two that I would recommend to a ton of people, and that I would sweat if they weren't in my collection. This next item is actually quite new, and I fell in love with it so quickly that it instantly went into this pile. Instantly. And this is the Coty Airspun. This is their loose face powder, and people use this to bake with. I don't really do that. I just use it as a setting powder, but I love it. I don't mind the smell. I don't mind the mess. There's not too much of a mess actually for me when it comes to this. I just make sure that I don't, you know, tip it upside down and shake it when I need more product, because then it's going to be like poof. But I love this so much, and you get so much in the container. How much do you get in this? It's so much. Okay, I can finally find it. 2.3 ounces in this, and it does not cost that much money at all. I think it's like $5, maybe a little bit more. But this is insanely good, and it makes your skin feel so good too. So I always want this, and I always use it in some capacity when I'm doing my makeup. Okay, let's talk tools and applicators, because I think that's really important, because brushes and sponges, beauty sponges, are so popular right now in the beauty community and just in general when it comes to applying makeup, that not just those little sponge applicators. Ugh. You know, that everybody is buying the beauty blender and really expensive stuff, and that's great. They're great, but not a lot of us can do that. So it's really rare to find really good drugstore brushes and sponges, and I actually use more drugstore than I do high-end. So let's talk about it. My favorite sponges are dirty because I use them. The first one is the Lavender Flower 3-in-1 Beauty Sponge, I believe it's called. Talked about this a ton of times. I love this so much. I know that some people said that it's a little bit too soft for them and it soaked up a lot of their products, but it doesn't do that for me. And you can use it dry as well. It is incredibly soft. And the next one is the Revlon, and this is the pink one. It looks like a nipple. This one is so good. So good. But I've also seen from a friend of mine that this does tear very easily, so you have to be careful while washing it. I haven't had that problem, maybe a tiny bit, but not much at all. But I love this. Oh, I use this today. That's why it's so fat. But these are two of the best like sponges that you can go to the drugstore and get. I have very affordable ones that I love to use off Amazon as well, but I don't really consider it drugstore just because of the price point, to be honest. Alright, let's talk brushes. Okay, a brand that I absolutely love, especially lately, Real Techniques. Oh my goodness. And the next set, e.l.f. e.l.f. is incredibly cheap. Real Techniques is more expensive when it comes to drugstore, but they're still drugstore. Okay, let's not hate and put them out of class just yet. But oh, look at some of their brushes are so incredible. That's part of their new powder blue line. This is part of like their Moo line. I don't know, that's not true. This is part of their Point L line, and then this brush is part of their just normal, like the more affordable Real Techniques line. They are a little bit more expensive, and their brushes like this and like these can get up there in price too, but they are drugstore and they are the most amazing brushes ever. And then e.l.f., you can find some really crappy brushes with e.l.f. You can with any brand, to be honest, but some of their brushes are so good, and these three brushes I can't live without. The small tapered brush for doing my under eye setting powder. This brush I've had for years, and that's what I contour my nose with. This is the angled foundation brush, which can be hard to find. And then this one, which is also hard to find, which sucks because it's a dollar brush. $1. This is their smudge brush. So good. I use it underneath my eye to smudge the colors. I can't live without these or those. I can't, and I would use them over high-end any day. Oh, don't mind me. Having contractions, you guys. Trying to get this baby to come, but now I'm sweating. Alright, another product, and you guys have heard me talk about this so much because I repurchase it so much. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. This is like the best drugstore brow pencil I've ever used. I personally like it because I personally like micro brow pencils. They're easier for me to get a good shape and fill in my eyebrows very well, especially the sparse areas that I have. And I can't live without this. This is the best one I've tried, because with the drugstore you can either get ones that are incredibly dry or incredibly too creamy. And if they're too creamy, they're too pigmented and it just creates a mess, and they don't stay in place, they don't set. This is the perfect medium. The perfect medium, so this is an absolute love. And then we have eyeliners. These are Essence, and this is their gel eye pencil and their waterproof ones. I don't know if I should be talking about these or not, because they used to be at Ulta and I looked and cannot find them anymore. I can't find these anywhere anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They were $2.99. So good. I have very watery eyes, and a lot of liners go to the corners, they clump up or they run. These don't. These don't. And if anybody knows where these are, please leave me a comment, because I wanted to get more colors. I only have brown and black, and I want more. And now they're gone. And I'm just like, what the hell? And then two mascaras, and I know that mascaras are very personal when it comes to every single different person, but these are two mascaras that I have seen so many different people from so many different ends of the spectrum with eyelashes use and love, and they are definite loves of mine. So the first one is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This is just so good. I really only use it for my bottom lashes, but it really stands out. It really stands out for me, and I always have it in my collection. And then this is a newer one that I also like for my lower lashes, but I use it for both at any time. And I've noticed that it's really good for people who have longer lashes too. This is the Catrice Glam and Doll False Lash Mascara. This is really good. These both are just really good dark mascaras that I think most people will love. Alright, and the last thing, so I don't have you here too long until we're all gray and need to go get a dye job. I need one now anyway. This is a palette I've talked about a lot as well, and this is the e.l.f. palette. It's so gross looking. The e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Total Face Palette. And as I've said a million times, because I've talked about this palette a million times, I really only use the bronzer. The bronzer is my life, okay? I use this every single time I do my makeup. If I use something else, it just looks muddy or doesn't look right, or it's not the right shade or color. This just works so good. good for people who aren't looking to over bronze, over contour, just overdo it. You know, for people that maybe on the lighter skin tone and you're trying to find something that will be light enough that you can build up and be a pussy if you want to be. You know, like, let me be scared and work my way up. And this does. I want to pop all of these out, get just the bronzer, and put them all in there. That's what I want. I can't live without this. So as of right now, that is everything that I literally would freak out and not do my makeup until I went to the store and repurchased if I ran out of. Drugstore wise, I love those products. The price point is there. They are so affordable. They are so good. A lot of them I consider better than most high-end that I've tried or have in my collection. So I will leave them all linked down below if you want to check them out if you haven't. If you use these, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. And please, please, please leave me like your top 3 favorite drugstore items if they're different from mine. I would love to be able to check them out. If you like this video and want to see more like this, then please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Put it on me.